Good afternoon to everyone on shore. This is the NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer. We are diving today south of Ponce, Puerto Rico, off of an island called Caja de Muertos. Let's see.
Dead body in casket.
Interesting name for a place, but
I'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah. Oh, you have a story?
Well, why it's named
okay.
that, possibly.
Cool. I didn't know if there was a story about pirates or something.
Well, they are. There's a big mix of messages of why that's named Caja de Muertos, but
I love local mythology. Okay, so we are here today diving at a depth of about 539 meters, 538 meters right now. We'll be diving today up a fairly steep slope, followed by a transit towards a mound-like feature that is in the known depth range of deep water fishes. The lower part of our dive and the middle part of our dive is suspected to be a habitat for deep water corals and sponges, both of which are priorities for habitat characterization on this particular dive. My name is Steve Oskovich. I'm going to be one of your science co-leads on the dive today, as well as
Bridges is ROV.
To my right,
Stacy Williams. I'm the other co-lead.
Yeah. So we're
on the bottom, and
going to be
now is the time that I would like to
starting momentarily
change the center of rotation to the A-frame.
Slope. The pilots are getting
and we've already discussed the bailout plan to the south. Still looks good here, if that works for you.
I have a feeling we're going to see lots of fishes today.
That's a new one. We haven't seen.
Excellent. And the ship feels pretty good down here. How's it up there? The wind looks like it hasn't changed too much. Are you happy with the current position?
I can't tell from here.
I can't see the colors.
Roger that.
Excellent.
Hi.
Sounds good.
I think this is a Queen Snapper.
Good. Copy, Bridge. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this would be a new record depth for Queen Snapper if this is the case.
There we go.
532.
Good copy.
Yeah.
That would be a fortuitous dive site first. Good afternoon, pilot.
Hey, co-pilot, you are at
Thanks, pilot.
050, or are you at 045?
So while the front row is doing a quick change out, we'll kind of summarize our day today. We had a bit of a delay in the morning, but we've managed to recover pretty quickly, and we're still on bottom trying to accomplish our scheduled dive track. We will be diving a little bit later. We'll be diving a little bit later today. Our dive has been extended by about 2 hours to allow us to accomplish some of our objectives in this particular area.
That will be fine. We're having a change down here for pilots, so now is a perfect time. 10 degrees support. Sounds good.
Hi, Nav.
Pilot, how's it going?
Great.
The ship is currently stationary, but they're doing a heading change, 10 degrees to port.
For everyone on shore side, a lot of our availability
ready to go for
to get in the water today has been due to some
Levi
really
should
hard
be
work by
replacing
the
you soon.
Okay.
ship
So the
side
idea is we just landed on bottom.
On board
and
engineers.
we are heading in the direction of 045. It looks like it's going to be about
GFOE
90 to
as well as
100 meters
on the
before
ship
we
for
hit anything
allowing us to get in
steep
the water today.
going to high pack.
Okay.
They were
So
awesome.
we're going to do a
Just
30-meter
watching them.
jump and try and get there as soon as possible.
Efficient
Okay.
and quick.
The scientists seem to be interested in corals and fish. So if
Okay.
you happen to see any of those, also
We
in the
have
past couple
several.
of days, I
We're
haven't
joined
talked
by
to them
several
today, but
scientists on
they
shore
wanted
today.
just lasers on the fish as you go by. It doesn't need to be a huge zoom if
Okay.
we're reversing
As
it a
we
few times.
go through the
Okay.
dive today,
That is
we'll
something that they've asked
get
for
their
in the
feedback
past.
about what we're seeing. But so
bailout
far we
is
had
currently to
confirmation
south.
that the fish we were seeing
If
a few minutes
the
ago
vehicles
was a
lose
queen
power,
snapper.
that's where the ship will
Yeah.
bring us.
So this is a
We
new
are
record
in the
depth
middle.
for
If
this
you
this
can
species
turn
of
your
fish.
attention to high
It was
pat.
only thought to
We're
go
climbing up
to
this
about
face here.
450
Right now we're in a
meters.
gorge between two
We just saw it at
relatively
532
steep features.
or 39.
So the bailout is due south. If the ship for some reason loses power,
I know
we
previously
will
we
most
saw
likely drift towards
at least
the,
two records at around
southeast.
450 meters depth.
So that being said, we have this
a little east
feature
of here
right
that
here
was-
that could become an issue.
That was at our
So really the first
east of
thing that we'd have
Vieques?
to do is
Yeah, that
right.
was
haul
like
up
the
on the
south
winch
of
fast
St. Thomas site.
and
I believe they did
get into
dive
a
3.
good drifting formation to head southeast.
Okay, because we got 0.8 knots coming off the stern.
Yep.
So
So
we have a little bit of wind
the
force
good thing is
pushing us the
the wind
opposite.
has died significantly since launch, and the current is still around the same.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to be real
Sí,
careful on
buenas
this one. Then.
tardes
Yep.
a todos.
We got 0.8 knots
Este
coming
es
to
el
stern.
Okeanos
Yep.
Explorer.
Um,
Lo siento para la tardanza.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tuvimos
Go
cambiar
ahead, Rich.
un cable de ROV, pero gracias a todos los
Good copy, 100.
ingenieros
Thank you, Bridge.
y el equipo de barco, ellos arreglaron la problema. Pero hoy estamos investigando y explorando suroeste de Caja de Muertos, sur de Ponce,
wide,
en Puerto
it's fine.
Rico. Vamos a bucear a la profundidad de 850 metros hasta 532 metros hasta 354 metros. Hoy vamos a buscar los corales y esponjas en aguas profundas y también los peces. Y vimos un cartucho. Es un récord nuevo de profundidad para esta especie. La otro día vimos el cartucho en aguas de profundidad a 450 metros, pero hoy vimos un cartucho en aguas de 539 metros.
Nav.
Y vamos a empezar en un
Do you need
pendiente
470 will be our
y
shallowest.
subir a
'Cause
una cuesta
I
más
see a 420.
liviana
Oh, you're looking in the
para
southeast.
buscar de los
Yep,
peces
okay.
como cartucho y otros peces con importancia.
Yeah,
comercial.
we got a little bit of wind force coming off the bow too, so it might help cancel out a little bit of the current. But yeah, generally southeast.
Mi
But if
nombre es
anything
Stacy
happens, like
Williams y estoy con
you just need to
Steve Askovich.
get turned around, go tail to tail, and we just need to come up on the winch. Actually, we just stay in formation if we have control, and we'll just come up on the winch as fast as
En las
possible.
pantallas hay muchos erizos, sederids.
Does that make sense? So if anything happens to the ship, we just need to start coming up. Okay, well,
look
why
a
don't we do
little
a 30
weird.
meter move
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
045?
They look like
noticed-
they have paddles.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's something fouling some of the spines.
Bridge, this is ROV Nav.
So I'm really kind of excited about this
You guys
dive
ready for
because
movement
I'm
then?
excited about every
Already.
dive.
Yeah.
But
Alright, I got one for
we've
you.
done a lot of
Range
shallow water
30
research in
meters,
this
30
area
meters,
around
bearing
Caja de
045
Muertos and
degrees,
also
8.2.
in Ponce. But really, no one has explored the deep, even mesophotic reefs out here. So
Yeah.
this is really unknown
Good copy.
region.
Yeah, we had a very good dive east of Vieques in this depth range. And
Go ahead and do a partial zoom video.
this is one of the few dives of the expedition so far where we
Hold
have
that.
been within or well within the depth range of a lot of these commercial fishes.
Okay.
Fish just wants to do some barrel rolls,
Okay, let's come out.
Acrobatics.
Got an ID.
showing off.
Uh-huh.
All right, watch leads. This is pilot. We're settled on the bottom. We got everything figured out here. We're making a short move toward the steeper part of the feature. So we're just going to approach cautiously, but if you see anything along the way that you'd like us to look at, let us know.
Thank you. Can you actually snap zoom on that sea urchin right above the lasers?
Sure.
Thanks.
Let's do a partial zoom video. Hold that, please.
I believe this was seen on an earlier expedition.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
This is some type of siderid, and we've seen them throughout the expedition, but nothing with this extreme
That's so bizarre.
morphological
I've never
paddles.
seen that on a siderid before.
This is Chris Ma.
Hi,
I can tell you.
Hi,
Would you like
Chris.
a closer look
I
at
had
this?
a feeling it was going to be you. Okay.
Oh, good. We're zooming in. Okay.
Let's come out video.
So this is as you said, this is a really weird sideroid called Siderus blakei.
Just gonna
And
sit down while we're
as
waiting
you
for the
correctly observed, the weird thing about them is that they have these spines that just kind of flare out in these paddles. And unfortunately, nobody has really studied it. Sideroids generally
Bridge is
lack
over now.
skin on their
Yeah.
spines, which is why they are so predisposed to having so many things growing on them. If you notice, most sea urchins, they're clean, right?
Yeah.
And that's
What
because
does
there's skin growing on them,
the
and their
DP
pedicel area
system
clean them off.
have for
But sideroids have
climate
these
direction
partial
magnitude?
weird
Off your bow
spines
or
that have no
stern or-
skin on them. And in this
Let's go and zoom
particular instance, there are these big, wide flange-like things.
Pilot, my
And,
lighting in the front
and
of the
some
ROV
people
does
think
not
that
appear to
they're
be
for
flat.
reproduction.
Docked
There's some
on
kind
the,
of
right side.
hydrodynamic
Are all the LEDs on?
assistance to
That's
aiding
because our starboard mains are off.
their
That should
their
help.
gamete distribution.
Okay,
Some people
can we
think
zoom in,
that
partial?
Thank
it's
you.
aid
Yep,
in,
that should help you.
in gathering epizoites, but no one really knows.
Hold that.
But there are a lot of sideroids that are like this, which have these bizarre shapes. Some of them in the Pacific have
Can you
really
range, D2
elaborate
sonar out to 50
spines
meters?
that flare into umbrella shapes. This one
Thank you.
is Siderus blakei, and this
Go
is
tighter
named
if you got
for
it.
the Blake, which was the research vessel which explored this area back in the 19th century. And the spines are variable across different
Is
individuals.
that max zoom video?
So,
Okay, you can go in.
there's that also. Even though they have the same kinds of shapes, there are, there are different, there are variations. They're not always flat and sort of wide like this. Sometimes they're either more or less well developed. So really strange, and I'm really glad we got to see them. I think we saw them in 2015
Okay, let's
once
come
or
out to
twice.
full
And
specimen.
and they're from this area, and so they're really a treat. And so I'm really glad that the first thing we saw today was these, because and that's
And let's
interesting.
come out. Full wide.
Did you see the shrimp?
There's a,
Yeah, and there's looks like a crab on the side too.
yeah, there's a purple rod emitting from the top. I don't know if that's a broken spine or what.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
So, what's our full dive track today?
Well, that's
Is
interesting.
there anything beyond waypoint
Well,
2?
anyway, if we're lucky, we'll
1.3
just
at the
see a
top.
bunch of these
Okay.
today, and
Looks like that's
nothing would make me happier, because they're kind of the weird urchins that make it into all the books, and this is one of those things that I really like to share with people. And I have a couple of blog posts about different sideroid urchins that have just really bizarre sort of spine morphologies, and I'll probably share that in a Twitter post shortly. But definitely a kind of a go get yourself an ice cream sandwich kind of good start for the dive.
Thanks, Chris.
Excellent. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
I was just noticing this morning when I was outside to grab my 5 minutes per day of sun that there was a lot of sargassum in the area, and as well, and I thought I saw that sea urchin
Eating a piece.
eating a piece of
Yeah.
sargassum. So
I also saw that.
it's definitely one of those very nice
Zoom past the skid video.
Roger.
ways that carbon can move quickly into the deep sea from the shallows. We see it almost everywhere, and are those strands of turtle grass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another possible carbon sink. food source for animals in the deep sea as well.
Yeah, just off of Caja de Muertos, there's really nice seagrass plains, so we might be seeing some of that debris here. Looks like a bottle.
Oh yeah. I think I see a crab on that bottle. Or maybe it's another urchin. Can we snap zoom?
Sure. Go ahead and zoom in video.
Oh, might be an anemone. That looks like a glass bottle with an anemone.
Okay.
And this fish or a worm?
Oh, it's come
Maybe
out.
a polychaete worm there?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, pilot.
Move complete. Thanks, Bridge. One another move.
Some rather large mounds.
Yeah, someone's been busy burrowing here.
What's the range to the steeper part on high pack?
From you to
Boulder.
maybe
Is there something on
Something
that boulder?
on it, yeah.
You're in kilometers right now.
maybe 40 meters? 30?
Yeah.
40 meters, I would say, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, we can do
From D2.
we can do 30 meters. That's
Okay. Coming right up. You guys are still at 4.5, is that correct?
So we're starting out in a little bit of soft sediment today,
Excellent.
just to get it
Bridge,
a
this is
little bit
RV
closer
now.
to the wall and help with our navigation.
Yeah, I'd like a move, same as last. 3, 0
We say wall,
meters,
but it
bearing
might not
0,
be a
4,
wall, it might
5,
just be a steep slope,
speed
but
decimal 2.
we'll see when we get there. It seems to be rather steep from our bathymetry we mapped, as well as
just going to plop down here.
some existing bathymetry we acquired
the
from the
ship.
area. Looking at a boulder right now with a couple of crinoids.
Crinoids? Yeah, looks like yellow crinoids. I see the series.
There might be an aspidodiadematid, and I thought I just saw something close up there.
Does the video
That
look
looks
a little
like
green to you, Bob?
Another sea urchin.
Yep.
Ah, that's
Looking at the
diatomatic, yep.
manip cams, and
Oh, and another different one.
Different
Zeus just
siderid.
looks really green.
Yeah, I don't know what the temperature of the bottles were when we balanced.
Balance, yeah. Okay, we can get lasers off and zoom in when you're ready. Hold that.
Small little shrimp.
This crinoid or feather star seems to be king of the castle here. There's not much else attached to the rock. I can see a few bits of hydroids,
Okay, go
maybe
tighter.
a couple of mysid-like shrimp.
Hold that.
Seems like there's a lot of food in the water column for this crinoid.
Right? Yeah. Plenty to chomp on here.
Oh.
Yeah. Bunch of bivalves here. I saw one on the rock on the way in as well.
Yeah.
Very well hidden.
Pilot, this is watch lead.
Go
Can you
ahead.
scan down? I believe there are 2 types of sea urchins also on this rock.
Sure.
Some kind of worm.
Worm, yeah. There's a gastropod.
That looks like a tunicate, possibly.
There's one urchin.
Yeah,
One.
so this is a different sedarid that we haven't also seen on this expedition.
There's 3.
See it? Oh, yeah. Yep. Actually, this guy's pretty close to my frame, so I'll just bump over.
There's at least two of them. One on the left, and one on dead center.
A little bit of dust, but okay. Let's zoom in.
This one's pretty speedy.
Yep.
Okay. To the next.
Okay, let's come out partial. You want to see the other urchins?
Yeah, quickly, the one to the right-hand side.
Let's come out full wide video. Okay, let's do a partial zoom. Hold that.
So this is, though it looks like it has an anal cone, which I don't believe siderids have one, so it might be a diatomatid.
Okay,
Is there
let's come out.
something hanging from the?
Can't quite see. All I can see is the
Yeah, I think
Oh.
so.
standing. Maybe
They
the
wanna
one
go
on the
back in.
right.
Sorry,
would be-
video. Let's go back in real quick. And I'll get pushed ahead.
I got you at 6-0.
Looks like a siderid.
Siderid, yeah. There's something. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like something.
Something just attached, maybe.
attached.
I can't tell.
Okay, let's come out video.
Okay, well, I think that's enough for those critters.
Are we zoomed in on Sirius, or is that
It
full
looks
wide?
like that. We're the lowest we've been is 16. Yep,
There we
that's to
go.
the west.
Okay.
Okay. Because yeah, I'm holding about 18 to 16 delta. Actually, it just went down a little bit with the.
All right, well, we're not too far from the start of the slope here. I have a feeling
That
that
looks
looks
better,
good.
Bob. This looks good. It's a little hot, but the
Yeah.
colors look a lot better.
Oh, just working on it.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, I know it doesn't help. The water's very turbid here.
looks like anemone.
We can get lasers on again. Sonars are still clear.
It's a pretty big one.
You want to look at this watch lead? Any interest in zooming watch lead?
No, we can pass.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to, we don't have a lot of bottom time today, so
That's
we'll look
a-
at the fish.
Maybe
and
a
then
fish. I believe there's
How much bottom time do we have, Nev? Just curious.
Move complete. Thanks,
a larger organism.
we recover.
Oh, that's mud.
somebody.
It's going to be a late recovery.
Yeah, we're doing 6:30. Right.
18:30, yeah.
I got 4 hours.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Partial.
Does this look like the fish that
Yeah,
was?
we just saw. Yeah,
that was turning over.
Not sure what it is.
Go in tighter.
I'm also not sure, but it looks like a green eye.
Okay, let's come out.
I think that's sufficient for an identification.
So what does our average
Most likely
space
a
need to
type
be
of green eye.
for 1.3?
0.7.
Okay. And this may not even be like a...
Is there another fish?
There's
Sorry.
another
thing.
fish.
Yeah, right on the
I
lasers.
think it's just going to be.
Let's go zoom in. Go ahead and zoom in, yeah.
smaller.
Hold that.
We were seeing these yesterday. I'm not sure if we ever.
This looks a little bit different than the blue iridescent fish with the black eye that we were.
It's chomping on the sediment.
Or do you think it's similar?
Something.
Yeah, it kind of looks similar because the pectoral fins were really big, I remember. But I could be wrong.
Okay, let's come out.
Neoscopulus.
Check. Pull this
Oh,
out.
wait, is that something else? Let me look back.
So watch lead, I just checked in with Nav, and we did a little bit of a calculation based on our recovery time and our distance we have to cover. And I think we're not in a huge rush to get up to waypoint 3. I think we'll definitely be able to make it.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, if you'd like to stop and zoom on things, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
We'll let you know if we start to fall behind.
Excellent.
And we'll try to factor in a little bit of time to explore around the top of the summit at waypoint 3 at the end.
That move was complete,
That would be
right?
ideal.
Yeah,
Thank
move
you.
complete.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, he's getting out ahead again.
see.
We might think about another move.
Yeah, I can call one in.
Yeah, we can do another 30, which is fine.
No, I think it was Neoscopulus.
Ready for a move, pilot.
Yeah.
Bridge, this is ROV nav. Yeah, ready for move. Same as last. 30 meters, bearing 045 degrees.
A lot of the
6
rock
decimals.
material we're seeing on this dive that's scattered around the soft bottom is mostly
Fish up
chunks
there.
of carbonate.
Good copy. Thanks, Bridge.
Most likely things that have fallen off from above.
Okay, let's
Some
do a
of them
partial
seem
zoom on
pretty
this
well
fish.
buried, but I don't know if
Go ahead and zoom in.
there's not a lot of encrusting organisms here.
Hold that.
I did see a couple of black corals with brittle star
focus on the fish.
associates, possibly Stichopathes that we just passed, but they seem to be pretty abundant here, so we'll try and get
Two
another
fish.
zoom.
Oh, here's 2 types of fish.
2 for 1 zoom.
Yeah.
Go in tighter if you got it. Hold that.
All right, Nav, quick comm test. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, let's come out. All right, so we've got a ship moving us up slope. Any interest in creatures or rocks here? in
What's
this?
what's on that white on the rock to the right of the lasers?
Okay, take a look at that.
I was thinking it could be an anemone, but I'm not sure.
There's also something like that.
Oh yeah, I thought that was some debris at first, but it looks like it's making a track. It's also a different fish in the
Let's go ahead
distance.
and zoom in, partial. It's interesting looking. Go in tighter.
Looks like a
Hold
pretty
that.
lazy anemone. All the tentacles are splayed out on the seafloor. Normally the anemones have their tentacles up in the water column to try and capture anything that drifts by, but this one's just kind of lazy.
Go in tighter. Got it.
Max.
Go ahead and zoom in if you got it.
That's max.
Oops, sorry, I couldn't hear your video if you were talking.
Max zoom.
There we go. I got you.
Thanks, pilot. I think we saw this one on a previous
Okay, we can
dive.
zoom out.
We can move on to the next thing.
Anything else in frame?
Yeah, there was something curious to the left-hand side that was making a track. It looks like a darker, long-shaped
Looks like maybe a...
object, maybe some
Looks
debris.
like a log that
Go
the
ahead and zoom in, partial.
crab is in.
Oh yeah,
I would
is that
agree.
a crab?
Yep.
Yep. It looks like a crab there.
Oh yeah.
And he's in a log. What is going on? We've been seeing some really interesting.
Any port in a storm. Yeah, so this looks like a hermit crab
In a log.
in a log. And maybe someone should tell him it's not a shell. But, you know what, I guess it works.
Yeah.
It's biodegradable, it's recyclable, it's compostable.
He could hide in it.
You can hide in it.
He has a lot of space.
Okay, let's come out video.
Yeah, so interesting.
It's like the penthouse of hermit crab.
Push out ahead a little bit.
Shells.
We haven't the log cabin of hermit crab shells. We haven't seen a lot of driftwood and woodfalls in this immediate area, but we have seen some on previous dives. I mean, that had to have just been the perfect size, because I don't think he was taking out an axe to chop that down.
No.
So it was a good find for him.
There's another fish.
Ooh.
Another fish.
I feel the stern thruster's really cooking. And we're holding position right now, or are we
No,
moving?
we're moving.
Oh, we saw this on an earlier dive.
How much
I
more?
think we
to move?
saw, a few of
Is it
them.
dory?
Moved maybe about 5 meters.
I didn't.
Go ahead and zoom
I
in.
didn't recall the scientific name
Still
of
probably
it.
slowing down. Hold that.
Some type of dory relative.
Get lasers off. It's just spinning in circles.
Very graceful.
Okay, we'll let him go.
Thanks. On the just below us to the top right, there's a coral with a sea star on it, or a brittle star.
Okay, let's get lasers back on, please.
It looks very thin and wispy looking. The polyps are more or less translucent. There's the bigger one.
Got you at 65.
Okay, that move should be about done.
Yeah, it's done.
So this,
I think.
not sure which coral this actually is now. Could be a couple of things. But it's a full house here. There's at least 2 squat lobsters, maybe chirostylid crabs hanging on the colony.
Okay, go ahead and zoom in and lasers off.
These 2 squat lobsters look a little bit different.
Hold that.
One is a bit darker than the other. Actually, the one on the bottom looks very similar to the one we collected a few days ago.
Move complete. Thanks, Bridge.
Yeah.
But based on, so there's a lot of tissue loss on this particular
Okay,
coral.
zoom
And
in.
on the lower part, I can see some dark nodes, which would indicate it's a bamboo coral. And I think that's what it is. So we're just going to get some really nice zooms of the polyps, of the skeleton, to try and identify a couple different characters like polyp density, as well as the arrangement of the sclerites inside the body wall of each polyp. I did see a branch point on this, although it was much further down and there was no tissue around it. And it looks like there's an anemone. So that's our number 3 associate. An anemone looks very similar, trying to blend in as a polyp. But
Clever.
yeah, doesn't fool us.
Okay, let's come out. Would you like to get the base really quick, or should we move on?
Yeah, maybe the branch point, just
Okay.
very quickly, and we'll move on from there.
Okay. Okay, zoom in, please. Hold that.
Yeah. So this looks like it branches just above the node, perhaps.
Okay, let's come
on
out.
this branch point, but that was the only branch point that we're able to see here. So we'll have to take that and is that a glass bottle?
I think that's a glass bottle, yeah.
Okay. We'll move on.
Great. Is that another stock there to the left?
Yeah, it's like blending in with the background. It looks like a brittle star.
Yeah, that's the one I saw that when we were looking at the fish. There seemed to be one brittle star on there.
Couple of them here.
Now that I'm seeing
Okay, let's
1,
zoom in.
2, 3, 4 different colonies of what look like this in the distance. This looks like a black coral with a brittle star associate. Kinds of brittle
Tighter,
stars
got
that
it.
are likely fishing for plankton or small
Max.
organisms in
Okay.
the water. This looks more like a yellow or golden colored tissue, translucent tentacles. Possibly in the genus Stichopathes. But we'll go with black coral for now. All right, pilot, thanks.
Okay,
I think
zoom
we're
out.
satisfied with that.
This does look different over here. Okay, let's do a partial zoom, please. Hold that.
Looks similar. Looks similar, but the tissue is a little bit pale in color.
You can zoom
But
It's like this pink region.
tough to say what that might be. I don't see anything attached that would indicate it's some sort of scar or anything like that. All right, pilot, thanks. I think these are the same
Okay, you can
thing,
zoom out.
or very closely related. Same type of brittle star as well. This one lower down on the colony. We are crossing a
So you're
depth right
holding
now
up
about
ahead.
518 meters. Our planned dive today will take us to the range of 350
And 50.
meters.
Get lasers off.
We're coming across now some rather large blocky boulder structures, some sort of carbonate block. On the left-hand side, there's some stalked crinoids.
Looks like a lot of shrimp.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And there's something in that crevice as well, swimming.
Tiny fish.
Small fish in the crevice. Lots of shrimp.
Ready for move, Dan?
Let's
An
hold off on
anemone?
that.
Anemone.
Looks like, yeah.
There's
Crinoids.
it looks like a bigger fish hiding within the crinoids, or is that a shrimp?
I think there may be a fish in there. Yeah, the fish on the bottom is now outside. It's now between the two rocks in the crevice. Oh, there's an even bigger
a
fish.
bigger fish. Huh.
It's a nice little
You wanna paint
perch.
this guy with the lasers too?
Hold on. Okay. It's kind of a nice shot. With
Sorry,
that.
that wasn't intended.
Zoom past the skid video.
Oh, it's a pretty big fish.
Okay, we'll get lasers on real quick.
I'm wondering if, so to the left-hand side here, there's a big line that looks like
Okay, let's get lasers off.
a bunch of sargassum. I wonder if this could just be interesting and healthy foraging for detritivores like shrimp and small fishes.
Let's zoom in partial.
So a few fishes, yeah.
Hold that.
Anemones. Wow,
There's tons of shrimp.
never seen so many shrimp in this particular arrangement before. Usually we see one or two, pretty sparse on a dive, but it's a whole family here. There's a little bit of mucus between the rocks. Did you recognize what fish that larger one was?
No. But it's rather large. We can't see its full body, but
In video, let me know if before we leave you want to try fog lights or anything like that.
Is there a shrimp fishery in the vicinity of Puerto Rico?
it's like more freshwater shrimp from rivers and
You can go in tighter if you got it.
Never seen this fish before.
me neither.
Some scars on the head.
It's a scarfish.
Very prominent
Very
nostrils
close.
there.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Kind of looks like eelish.
Yeah, it does, right? Doesn't have that motion that eels do, though. They really don't like sitting in place. This one is pretty content where it is.
Okay, let's come out just a touch more.
If eels
Maybe
could
we should
sit,
frame
I
up the
guess.
shrimp below. Yeah, hold that.
Bad comparison.
resting.
Bad
Resting.
metaphor. Yeah. Do not refer to. Right.
Okay, let's come out.
Excellent. Thank you, pilot.
Okay, let's come out. Yeah. Full wide minus the skids.
I'll call that one Shrimp Rock.
Oh, it's a conger. We just got confirmation on shore.
Oh, conger. Excellent.
Hold on, let me just look,
Slope,
peek
slope,
over here.
you want me to
Yeah,
read?
looks
I
like
got
it's
you at it.
I got your range down to 30 meters again.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Looks like the slope is
Increasing a little bit.
So you're at 513 on your depth. I got high pack contour at 480, so that's 30 meters of vertical that you gotta do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more debris.
Looks like a aluminum can
Let's do 20 meters for now,
Yeah,
in case we see anything
or a
interesting.
bottle.
that's good. They're going to stop it.
Yeah, we are a lot
Bridge is
closer
over
to a major city on the island today,
Yeah, I'd like
so
to move
there's a lot more
meters,
debris
bearing
that we can
045
see.
degrees, speed decimal 2.
Get lasers
Yesterday
back
we
on.
found a little bit of debris,
Good copy.
diving more or less where Hurricane Maria had entered or made landfall in Puerto Rico. But only a
So we
few
got
things.
20 meters coming, Andy. Yep.
I heard. Thank you.
Any interest on the fish here?
Yeah, maybe a snap zoom.
Quick zoom video. Hold that.
Kind of looks like those fishes that were swimming around that rock.
Yeah.
Can't tell if they're just juvenile something or if it's that's about as big as they
Okay,
get.
let's come out.
So far, I mean, the diversity of fish has been high.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of
Oh, I think that's actually a bottle now that I look at.
bottle, yeah.
A lot of bottles today.
Yeah, a lot of debris in the bottom here.
So the slope is definitely picking up a little bit, looking at it from this angle.
Y la profundidad ahora es 512 metros y la temperatura es 12.9 de grados. Hoy estamos buceando en el suroeste de Caja de Muertos, sur de Ponce en Puerto Rico. They're pretty common yellow crinoids that we've been seeing.
It's at least
And
the
these,
third
like,
one.
rubble.
Yeah. I haven't seen any sponges yet, have you? Or
No.
they look like rocks?
Well, I saw an look like encrusting demo sponge on the one with the two sea urchins, types of sea urchins. But so far, no, I haven't seen any of those glass sponges that we've been seeing.
Yeah, it's a little
Pretty
shallow.
prolific.
It's more a couple 100 meters shallower than yesterday. So it is getting steeper here, but I'm not noticing a lot of hard substrate. It seems to be restricted to this blocky material. Carbonate, it looks like, fallen somewhere from above.
I've got you going off to the left just a little bit here, pilot.
Yep.
A couple of anemones.
And crinoids.
Crinoids, yep. That's the only thing we've seen really attached to the hard substrate here. Maybe the occasional,
And then black corals.
black coral. Extremely turbid here, as you can see in the main DT view on stream 1. Very turbid. I mean, we would imagine that this particulate matter would, if it is organic in nature, could be sediment as well, would be a nutritious food source for benthic suspension and filter feeders.
We are relatively close to land, not as close as we were yesterday, but Ponce does have some major rivers that do discharge a lot
Go
of
ahead,
sediment
Bridge.
when there's heavy rainfalls.
Couple of
And
stalked
there's stalk
crinoids.
Okay, as long as you're around A-frame, we're okay with that.
Chris must be happy. So far we've been
Understood.
seeing
Thank you very much.
a lot of echinoderms.
Making heading
A lot of
change around
echinoderms,
A-frame,
yep.
Copy that.
Anemones.
Coming to port, maybe
Make
20,
small
30
spot
degrees.
Get lasers off.
Here's a couple fish.
20 to 30 degrees.
Looks
Yeah.
very similar. The one
Yeah,
that's
winds are
Right
picking
more
up
up a
top.
actively
little bit again.
swimming, yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was a fish, but it's actually a shrimp.
Yeah, I thought that was a fish also.
Shrimp and fish. Those smaller fishes with that continuous dorsal fin along, all the way along to their tail is
You want to zoom in real quick, video?
a very active swimmer.
So this is a little bit different crinoid from the ones that we've been seeing that are yellow. This one has a stalk and it attaches itself with this holdfast. It can detach from the
cool.
stalk if threatened and scoot along.
Or take its stock with it.
Or take its stalk with it, yeah.
There's a video online of one of this actually very similar crinoid to this, walking along the seafloor.
With its stalk.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at your turns.
You can see it's moving. It's really cool.
It's always good to take a
Want
look.
to touch more video?
Sometimes you can see parasites and small organisms
That's perfect.
living on the arms of, or just underneath.
Hey, Nev, when did that move end?
About
Okay.
1 minute ago.
Let's come out full wide.
They're making a heading change to port. Be advised.
And lasers on, please.
17.
So for all of those who are tuning in, we are diving to the southwest of Caja de Muertos. It's an offshore island south of Ponce. And the reason why it's called Caja de Muertos, or there's a couple stories, but depending on the view and where you're at the angle, it looks like a person laying on its side dead. But there's a couple other stories of why it has the name Caja de Muertos. But literal translation is person in dead, I guess, coffin or box.
Oh, no, that was a shrimp. Never mind. Seeing some small red organisms that look like shrimp, or look like fish rather, but they're definitely shrimp.
It's been pretty unreliable, this cruise.
Copy.
A lot of these small white anemones in this vicinity.
And the pink ones. Yeah, the pink and white ones. So do you think they're
I
the
don't think
same
we do,
species,
do we?
or they're different?
You mean the
Maybe
pink and
there's
white?
one.
Like
Yeah.
I was under the impression we didn't have
I
one.
think they're probably two different anemones. This one being the one we zoomed on that kind of had the tentacles laying on the rock, and the red one is a different species. Mostly cobblestones, but you know the rock size, the hard bottom in this area
Something right here or what?
can be found on this slope.
That's from the
Everything
previous
is mostly
navigator.
cobblestone sized, but occasionally we come across some large blocks, carbonate
something
blocks.
To the right. Is that just sargassum?
Yeah, it looks like.
Can we snap on it?
Sure.
Just to confirm if it's
Do
sargassum.
a quick zoom. Yep, go ahead. Hold there.
There we go.
Yep.
Sargassum.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it
come
looks
out.
like the lassia blades. Some seagrass.
Yeah, we can go ahead and, well, you probably get another 10, 20
Substrate is a
meters.
little bit different right here. It looks more
Yeah, 20
like it
meters
could be
whenever
made
the
of
ship's ready.
gravel or maybe some shell material. Is,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
can we go to like 7 o'clock?
Sure, the orangish
Yeah, what is that?
colored.
In the sediment there?
Yeah.
It might be just some discoloration on the side of a rock, but it's always good to double check,
Sorry, but
especially when we have time.
No, you can keep them on.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, just the
Yep.
side of a rock.
Fooled again. Okay. Thanks, pilot.
Okay.
Oh, you can see
Go
a
full wide.
nice view of the anemone retracted.
Yeah, do you want to try to get that called in if they're ready? Are they still changing?
Yeah, still coming to port.
Okay. Copy that.
Bridge is RV Nav. Yeah, when you guys are comfortable with your heading, we'd like a ship move. All right, range 20 meters, bearing 045 degrees,
So
speed
far
decimal 2.
Only seen a few different types of corals, a couple of black corals, of which I think
Good copy, Bridge.
this sea star we're coming up on now is lying on top of.
Understood.
As well,
Sounds
we've
good.
seen
Thanks.
one
Is that,
bamboo coral, which is an
dark
octocoral,
object?
but corals
Let's do a partial
are
zoom.
fairly sparse in this area.
Oh, it's just a stick. Get lasers off.
Another black coral. Yep. I'll have to look up at these brittle stars we're seeing
Yeah, we were
fishing
seeing
into the water column.
them on the orange.
Okay, let's come
That's
out
right.
video.
Black
Yeah,
coral
I think
that
it's
we were
very
the other
similar.
day.
Yeah. Asteronix or something like that.
And watch leads, we've got a ship move in. We'll be able to take a closer look at this rubble area up ahead in a minute.
Great.
Oh, there's a
Back on.
branching thing.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Branching
want
thing. It's not very scientific.
I think we're referring to the one in the background, pilot.
I can't quite get out there yet,
Okay.
but can we zoom on this real quick while we go in tighter video if you got it.
Yeah, these were seen. These brittle stars were seen at other dive sites. We think that they're fishing in quotes, not for fish necessarily, but for some sort of small planktonic organisms, maybe some crustaceans or bits of marine snow.
And there only seems to be one per
Okay, let's come
black
out video.
coral. You know, we don't seem.
Got some
That's
tether
right.
now. All right, so which coral were you referring to, watch lead?
Directly at 12 o'clock.
Okay, the big one.